Guys, please confirm to me, those who are attending in online, all of you are getting my voice on screen. Please confirm to me, guys, one name. Please, all of you confirm to me, all of you are getting my voice on screen.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Guys, those who are attending in online, and please confirm to me, all of you are getting my voice on screen. Please check it, guys. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Right. Right, sir. That's okay, good. And just I'm going to give clarity on the content what we completed there regarding these static variables. Just we are discussing about this advanced Java. In advanced Java, overall topics are like which one? You can observe this clearly. These are the topics we are going to cover inside this advanced Java. Any of you members, just we can aware about it. These are the concepts what we are covering there. Next one is then after that, 1 minute. Right, sir. Right, that's okay, good. Now observe this clearly. In advanced Java, the topics what we are going to be covered. Prerequisite part. Next one is JDBC. Next one is servers, JSPs, JSPL, expression language, and JSF basics and project. This is the total content here. What we are going to be covered inside this. Right, sir. Now inside this prerequisite part here we started already. In a prerequisite part, what we are discussing there, static keyword, class dot for name and new instance. Then after that, guys, any problem with my voice now? Tell me, is it clear, guys? All of you know, is my voice is clear to all of you? Those who are in YouTube live, please confirm to me, guys. Voice is clear. In webinar, it's okay, good. Echo. It's a waiting minute of time. Check it, guys. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Those who are attending in online, sorry, those who are attending in YouTube live, through YouTube live, I'm asking there, those who are in YouTube live, is my voice is clear now? Yes, is it okay now? Is my voice is clear now? Yeah, now clear. That's fine. Fine, sir. Anyway, now just what I'm telling to you, just we provided some content here, right? And static keyword, class dot for name method, new instance method, IO streams, basics, file input stream and a file output stream, and dynamic input approaches. And in a dynamic input approaches, buffer data, scanner, and console. exception handling related concepts, and throws, try catch finally. These are five topics. These five topics we are going to be discussed inside like which one? That means prerequisite part. We require that. Already we started the static keyword. In a static keyword, what was that? Content here we provided there. Main intention of static keyword is it able to improve shareability in a Java application. That's the main intention of which one? Static keyword. Next one is after that, how many ways we are able to utilize static keyword in Java applications. If you observe this point, nearly nearly how many ways here we are able to use there? Four ways we are able to use, but at present we require only one way. One way is sufficient. That means three ways are sufficient. No, not required to go for all four ways. Right, sir. Now, as part of this, what are the three ways now? Static variables, static methods, and static blocks. Static import is not required. Right, sir. Good. Next one is then after that, static variables part here we provided there. Static variable is provided. What about the static variables part? Static variable is a Java variable. It will be recognized and initialized at the time of loading the respective class byte code to the memory. Yeah, exactly. Whenever we are loading class byte code to the memory, at the time only static variables are recognized and initialized. This is a point here, what I am telling you. Next one is after completion of this. Another point is like which one? Listen carefully. In a Java applications, we are able to access static variables. Please and Shubham Vasant Shinget. Please read the statement. You will get clarity. Yesterday I did not say what you thought. I did not say like that what you thought. Just read the statement. What exactly the point I said to you. So we are able to get answer for this question now. In Java applications, we are able to access static variables either by using reference variables of the respective class or by using the respective class name directly, or else both. We can use reference variable and as well as like which one class name, both we can access. Both we can use reference variable and as well as which one class name, both we can use static variables. But instance variables we are able to access only by using only reference variable. To access instance variables, we are able to use only reference variable, but static variables we can access by using both reference variable and as well as which one? No, reference variable and as well as like which one? Class name. Both we are able to use to access which one they know? These are static variables. Please recognize this one. Then if you understand this point, your doubt will be clarified. Right. Understand it. Shubham Vasant. Next one is static variables must be declared at least yeah, definitely. The instance variables required an object where reference variable is required, where reference value is required. But static variables point of object is not mandatory. Just a reference variable is sufficient to access that, and a class name is sufficient to access that. That's okay, fine. Definitely. In the case of this, so child class object or superclass reference variable we'll discuss later on. No need to think much about it now. Right, sir. Right, sir. Then class child might be then. People are not having much awareness on it now. Just wait. Then send a code to that. Today we'll create a channel no, through that. Send a code to that. Then I'll clarify that. Right. No need to worry for that. Okay, fine. So right, sir. Now observe this clearly. So in Java applications, we're able to access static variables by using static variables either by using reference variables of the respective class or by using respective class name directly. In Java applications, it's suggestible to use class name always to access static variables. Suggestible, that is suggestible, not mandatory, but we can use both. Alright, next one is after completion of this, static variables must be declared at class level only. Static variables never be declared as local variable. If you declare any static variable inside a method as local variable, then compiler will raise an error. In Java, all static variables data will be stored at which area, which location? No, method area. Why? Because, okay, fine. Static variables data will be stored at method area, not inside the object. Next one is, because of this reason only, we can access static variables by using a reference variable which contains null value. So object is not mandatory for static variable. Without object also, we can access it by using reference variable and by using class name. Java.lang.nullPointerException is not applicable for static variable, but it is applicable for which one? Instance variable. Already we have seen that points there in the last classes now. Alright, sir, good. Now this is what exactly the points about like which one? Static variable. Just few points here we have to understand. Mainly what I require now, how to access static variables. That is one point here what we required, how to access static variables. And other thing is like which one? How to access static variables, that is one point. And where we are going to declare static variables. Only these 2 points at basic level we require. If you want to go for like which one? Like a JDBC classes from the static variables part now. Next one is let's understand static methods. Let's understand like which one static methods. Few points I want to discuss with you clearly. All of you observe this clearly now. Static methods. Right, sir. Now further information more than the static variables if you want to get there. And in core Java classes in general we used to discuss more and more. But to go for advanced Java about the static variable, this data is sufficient. That's why I want to go for like which one? Static methods. Listen, sir. Listen clearly. What exactly the static method? What is the meaning of static method? Very simple. Static method is a set of intersections. Static method is a set of intersections representing a particular action. Representing a particular action. Static method is a set of intersections representing a particular action. Good. It is representing a particular action. That's okay. Good. Static method is a set of intersections representing a particular action. That's okay. Good. But what it able to do, then when it will be recognized and executed, that's the point here. Static method is a set of sections representing a particular action. It will be recognized and executed. It will be recognized and executed the moment when we access that static method. In general, people are thinking about it. Static methods are also be executed at the time of loading respective class bytecode to the memory. But no, I'm telling you clearly, it is no. It is not like that. Static methods are recognized and executed the moment at the time of calling, the moment when we call the static method. Say for example, if we call static method at a load time, then it will be executed static method. Or else, if we call the static method after loading the class bytecode and after creating the object at a runtime of our application, if we are calling the static method, then it is ready to execute even at runtime also. So at load time, if we call, it is ready to execute. At runtime, if we call, it is ready to execute. So static method will not be executed by default automatically at the time of loading class bytecode to the memory. Static method will be executed by default. Static method will be executed the moment when we call that method. Without calling, methods won't be executed. Guys, up to this one note I am telling to you. This is the conclusion in the case of Java. In Java applications, listen carefully. In Java applications, methods won't be executed without calling methods, or without accessing methods. Good. Methods will be executed. Methods will be executed when we access. That when we call. Methods will be executed when we call the methods, or when we access the methods. Without calling methods or without accessing methods, methods won't be executed in the case of Java. So same as static method. Static method or instance method, whatever it may be, they will be executed when we call that methods. Everybody has to understand these points clearly now. Right, sir. Good. This is about like which one? Static method. Basic. At what time it will be recognized and initialized. Next one is after completion of this particular point here. Another thing is which one? All of you listen carefully. Another point. Understand it, no? Another point is static methods are able to allow which members actually, which variables, directly I'm asking that, which variables of the current class that static method is able to allow. Static methods are able to allow, static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Come on guys, understand my point. Static variables static variables or static methods, what I am telling there, static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. All of you observe this clearly, no? Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class directly. Instance members of the current class directly. No. Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class. No. This is the point here we have to understand clearly. No. Right, sir. Definitely, sir. This whatever the data I'm typing, today I will share this total document to you, right? Or else if you want to take this running notes, that is your option. But I will share this text file, daily text file. I will share daily or 2 days once, or definitely I will share depending on the concepts. I will share this text document to you, definitely. No. Or else maybe officially our office people will share the document material to all of you, if you registered for it. Definitely our people will share this document. No need to worry for that. Leave this one. So understand this point here. Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class directly. Definitely, I will show all these points. No need to think much about it. This is one point, sir. All right, so now this is like which one here, which data is allowed inside the static members and which data is not allowed inside the static members. That points here we understood. But how we are able to access the static methods now? How we are able to access in static variables? First of all, tell me, guys. I'm asking this question to all of you. Tell me, and how we are able to access instance variables now. Tell me. Okay, static variables now. Tell me. In how many ways we are able to access static variables? Come on, please answer for my question, all of you. In how many ways we are able to access the static variables, guys? Now tell me, all of you. Answer for this question. In two ways we are able to access static variables. What are the two ways now? Tell me now. What are the two ways now? One is by using a reference variable of the respective class, and second one is class name. Am I right or not? In two ways we are able to access which one? Static variables. Static variables. That's okay. Good. Similarly, we are able to access the static methods in the same two ways. We are able to access the static methods in the same two ways. What are the same two ways now? What are the same two ways here? We can observe this clearly. Answer is very clear. In Java applications, we are able to access static methods. We are able to access static methods either by using the reference variable of the respective class, either by using reference variable of the respective class, or by using the respective class name directly, or by using the reference variable of the class name directly. We can use either reference variable or by using the reference variable of the respective class directly. This is one point. Next one is, what is that next point here I'm telling you, instance variable from static method I did not access it, but we must create object, then only it is possible. Then next point I'm telling there, where all of you have to this clear, where in Java applications we are able to access static methods either by using reference variable of the respective class or by using the respective class name directly. That's the point here. Where which one is suggestible, guys? Now tell me. To access static methods, which one is suggestible? Static, that means reference variables or class name. Which one is suggestible? Now please confirm to me. No, always where it is suggestible to use class name. It is suggestible to use class name to access static methods. So even though both are possible, but suggestible thing is which one? Class name is suggestible when compared with the reference variable. That is suggestion. Here we can identify this clearly. Right, sir. This is one point. Then everything I will show, sir. Everything I will show in practical. First of all, let me pair up these theoretical points, and then one by one, I will show practical. I will prepare a program and I will show each and every point here. No need to hurry for it. Just I will discuss with you clearly each and every point. No need to worry for this. Right, sir. This is like which one? Another point here we have to understand. That means Right. In Java applications, we are able to access static methods either by using reference variable of the respective class or by using the respective class name directly, where it is suggestible to use class name to access static variables, the static methods. That's okay, good. All right, sir, good. Now, observe this, all of you know, second point here, all of you second point, understand this, no? Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class directly. This is a point I'm telling to you know. But I have a question. What about my question here? What about my question? No, guys, all of you answer for my question. Now tell me, is it possible to access instance variables inside the static method in the current class? Instance variables inside the static method. Is it possible to access directly? Is it possible to access instance variables inside the static methods? Come on, guys. I'm asking this question to all of you now. Is it possible to access instance variables inside the static method? Possible or not possible? Not possible. Not possible. Now here, what is the point I'm telling to you now? In general, it is not possible to access instance members of the current class, inside static method, But if you want to access instance members from static method, then we must create, object for the respective class, and we must use the generated reference variable. We must use the generated reference variable. Then only it is possible. That's why I made it as a note here. All of you observe this clearly. That's why I provided this as like which one note. In general, it is not possible. It is not possible to access instance members of the current class inside the static method. But if you want to access instance members from the static method, then we must create object for the respective class and we must use the generated reference variable. Right, sir. Now, this is like which one, the point here, what I am telling to you clearly now. Right, sir. Now, observe this clearly, what I am telling to you now. I want to show these points here. What are the points here we understood here? This I want to show each and every point, one by one, one by one. Right, each and every point here I want to show to you. Now try to observe this clearly. Everybody has to understand it now. Listen carefully, all of you know. See, I want to take edit plus for a few, might be 1 or 2 days of time. I want to use that edit plus only. Once if I complete this basic part here, then I will start Eclipse IDE. Not to think much about this one. Right, sir. I'll go for this Eclipse IDE again. Just within 1 or 2 days of time, I will start it. But first of all, understand it clearly now. Now, here, what I am going to be specified to know, just I want to take a Java file. All of you observe this clearly. This is like which one? Class A. Inside this class A, my point is which one? Static void M1 method. Static void M1 method. It's not outed println of M1A. Guys, all of you observe this clearly. This is like which one? Static void M1 method. It's not outed println of M1A. Void M2 method. Void M2 method. Now inside this M2 method, what we are able to provide it? Not outed println of M2A. Right, sir. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between M1 and M2 methods? Any difference we are getting between M1 and M2 methods? Come on, guys. Now tell me what is the difference between M1 and M2 methods? Right, sir. You have to understand it. M1 method is static method, and M2 method is which one? Non-static method. That is an instance method. M1 method is a static method, and M2 method is which one? Non-static method. That is an instance method. All of you observe this clearly now. Right, sir. Good. Next one is, then after that, what I am telling to you, I'll go for this class test. Class test, public static void main, string array args. Now inside this, I want to call M1 method and M2 method. So first of all, let me create object for this one. A small a is equal to new A dot M1 method. Come on, guys. Now tell me, A dot M1 method is possible or not possible? A dot M1 method is possible or not possible? We have to give answer for this question. A dot M1 method is possible or not possible? Yes, definitely it is possible. A dot M1 method is possible. Why? Because static method we can access by using a reference variable. Let me save this. Time to time we are able to execute and we are able to check this content also. And now here we have to go for like which one? Java 6, not Java 6. Say for example, and we have our own location. ADV Java 7:30 p.m. So now okay, just I'll go for like which one? Tester.java. Tester.java. Observe this clearly. Now let me compile this code. Right, sir. Alright, sir. Again and again, I'm telling to you, just one or two classes on, I'm going to use this edit plus. Might be next onwards, I will show how to use Eclipse IDE, and continuously I'm going to use which one? Eclipse IDE. But for giving some environment at startup mode, I'm using this edit plus. Otherwise, even I don't like to use this edit plus and notepad plus plus and all. These are like which one? Low level editors. But always we have to go for like which one? IDEs only. Within 2 to 3 days, I will go for like which one? IDEs. No need to worry for this. Now CD, and what I am telling to you, ADV Java, ADV 7:30 p.m. Now Java C space tester.java compiled successfully. Java space test here we are able to get some output. All of you observe this clearly. We are able to get output now. 1 minute of time. M1A is an output here we are getting. That's okay. So now here we are getting M1A. A dot M1A here we are able to go. Come on guys, now tell me A dot M1 method is possible or not possible? Please respond for me now. A dot M1 method is possible or not possible? Capital A dot M1 method is possible or not possible? Everybody has to give answer for it. Capital A dot M1 method is possible or not possible? Yes, definitely it is possible. Capital A dot M1 method is also be possible. Why? Why? Because M1 method is a static method. We can use by using reference variable, and we can use by using which one? Class name. We can use reference variable and we can use class name. That's why both are possible. Again here, let's compile and execute this now. Here we are able to get some output here. Both the outputs here we are getting M1A and M1A. So two times we call this M1 method. That's why we are getting output like which one? M1A and M1A. All of you observe this clearly. Right, sir. Good. Next one is after completion of this. Another thing what I am telling to you apart from this. Now tell me guys, all of you now tell me A dot M2 method, is it possible or not possible? Is all of you respond for me? A dot M2 method, is it possible or not possible? We have to give answer for this question. A dot M2 method, possible or not possible? Right, sir. A dot M2 method. M2 method is an instance method, non-static method. So instance methods we can access by using reference variables. By using reference variables, we can access instance methods. Okay, good. Let's take this one. Then, if it is possible, then we are able to get output. Third time here we are able to get output is which one? M2A. That output here we have to get now. Right, so now Java space test here we are getting output like which one? M2A. M1A two times, and next one is like which one? M2A. Output here we are getting. That's okay, good. This is the point here, what I am telling to you guys. Next one is after completion of this particular one. Another thing here, what I am telling to you. Tell me, sir. Now, all of you observe carefully and give answer for it now. Right, sir. A dot M2 method. A dot M2 method. Possible or not possible? Capital A dot M2 method. Possible or not possible? Please give response for me, all of you. All of you must give response for me. Capital A dot M2 method is possible or not possible? Right, sir. Not possible. Almost all of you are giving answers like which one? Not possible. Why, sir? Why it is not possible? Now tell me what is the answer for it? Why it is not possible? Why it is not possible? Answer is very clear. Only static members are possible to access by using class name. Only static members are possible to access by using class name. Instance members are not possible to access by using class name. Class name is for only static members. Class name is not for which one? Instance members. That's why definitely here we are able to get compilation error. There we are able to get like which one? Compilation error. cannot be referenced. M2 method, instance method, M2 method cannot be referenced from static context. This type of error here we are able to get. All of you understand this clearly, what I am telling you. Now let's observe this clearly. Java C space test.java. Right, sir. Here definitely we have to get one compilation error. Non-static method M2 cannot be referenced from a static context. Non-static method M2 cannot be referenced from a static context. That's it. Right, so now. Then this is not possible here. We are unable to access like which one? No? Right, M2 method by using like which one? Class name. Right, sir. This is the point here what I'm telling you. All of you observe this clearly. Right, sir. Now, understand this point. No, instance methods are possible to access by using reference variable. That's the point what I'm telling you. By using reference variable, this is definitely related to object only. Right, definitely it is related to which one? No, object only. Definitely no. Right, so that's why here we have to access that instance members by using which one? Reference variable, not by using class name. That's okay, guys. Now here we are getting error. We can observe this clearly. Here we are getting like which one? No, error. All of you observe this clearly. Next I'm asking one more question. I'll try to answer for it. All of you know. A1 is equal to null. I have taken, sir. Please, all of you remember carefully. A1 is equal to null. That we have taken. That's okay, good. Whenever we have taken this one, now tell me, all of you know, A1 dot M1 method is possible or not? As M1 method is a static method, is it possible to access that M1 method by using A1 or not? Or will you get any exception like null pointer exception? Will you get any exception like null pointer exception? Please confirm to me. Will you get any error like null pointer exception? Please, guys, now tell me. Huh? Right, sir. Right. Perfect. Perfect. All of you are giving right answers only. Perfectly, you are saying that. So, any chances to get null pointer exception here? No, not possible. No chances to get. No chances to get null pointer exception. Null pointer exception. So, I will give clarity on it later on. Null pointer exception here we are not going to get. That is one point now. But definitely, I can compare and I can execute this. Here we are able to get like which one? Some outputs anyway. Java C space tester.java. So here we are compiled successfully. Java space test, here we are getting output like which one? M1A, M1A, M2A and M1A. That values here we are getting it now. Right, sir. Good. Next one. Observe carefully. Here we are not going to get null pointer exception in this case now. Now all of you observe carefully. A1 dot M2 method. Tell me, guys, will you get any null pointer exception now? Will you get any null pointer exception now? Will you get any null pointer exception? Right. Null pointer exception. Why we are getting null pointer exception now? Right. Is it possible to get null pointer exception? Everybody has to give answer for it now. Definitely here we are able to get like which one? Null pointer exception. Why, sir? Why we are getting null pointer exception here? What is the reason why we are getting null pointer exception now? We have to observe this one more point. What is that point here? I said to you already. Yes, definitely. Here we are able to get null pointer exception. Now let me compile and execute this. By that we are able to get some clarity. No, Java C space tester.java compiled successfully. But Java space tester. What we are getting, sir? Exception in thread main. Java.lang. Null pointer exception here we are getting. Right, sir. Java.lang. Null pointer exception here we are able to get. Right, sir. Observe this clearly. So this is exactly like which one, null pointer exception here we are getting. Right, so then what is the conclusion I'm telling to you? One more point I'm telling to you. What is this conclusion there? All of you understand this point. Note I'm telling to you. Accessibility point of view I'm telling to you. Now try to observe this clearly. What is this node? No. So Java dot, that means in a Java applications, if you access any instance method, by using a reference variable, if you access any instance method by using a reference variable contains null value, then JVM will raise an exception. JVM will raise an exception like tell me, sir, an exception like which one? Java dot lang dot null pointer exception. This is a point, can right, sir. Next, same point. Null pointer exception. Okay, fine. Next one is which one? In Java, when we access any static method, by using a reference variable in Java, when we access any static method by using a reference variable contains null value, then JVM will not raise java.lang null pointer exception. What is the reason, sir? Any idea now? What is the reason there? Now tell me now. Why? Because now tell me any reason for it now. Why null pointer exception we are getting with instance methods, and why null pointer exception is not generated with static methods? No. Now tell me what is the reason for it now? Why? Because instance method is totally related with the object. So it required object reference value to access it. But static method is not existed inside the object. That means is not related to object in its reference values. No, that's why because of that reason here we are getting like which one? No, right, sir. Directly we are able to access it by using class name. So this is the point here we have to understand. Because of this kind of points only, it's very clear suggestion from Java people. What is that suggestion? No, instance methods if we are having there, just we can access them by using reference variable which must have reference value. But if you have any static methods, no, directly we can access that by using which one? Class name. So this was the suggestion that Java has provided clearly. All of you observe this clearly, what I'm telling you now. Right, sir. Good. So next one is after completion of this particular content here, what I am telling to you, and just wait a minute of time, sir. People have submitted some code. 1 minute, sir. Guys, one request I'm telling to you. See, so I'm discussing all these concepts with as per your level of understanding. Understand my point here. But if you're having some R&D work and if you're giving some examples to me in the sense, it is not possible to discuss all these things inside the classes now. Why? Because it's unnecessary confusion to all the remaining members. Alright, think about it. That's why because of that reason I'm telling you I'm going to give some small restrictions for this kind of classes now. As per your awareness point of view, I'm discussing about this. And these classes here I'm discussing with you as per like which one can know awareness. That means to move on to the advanced Java classes, what I required up to that I am discussing there. It's not like which one can know like complete core Java. It's not like in R&D work. Our main content is for which one? Advanced Java, not for which one here core Java. Please remember this point clearly. What I'm telling you now. Yes, understand it. Right, sir. Then our main content is like this, not this one. No. Right, guys. Now tell me what is the output here we are able to get now. Guys, come on, guys. Now this is a question now. Now can you tell me what is this output here we are able to get? People are asking this question to me now. I don't know why people are asking this question in the middle directly now. How then? Where I am explaining this inheritance and all these things now? If you are giving these questions now, there's unnecessary confusion for all the members there. Huh? Right, sir. Wait a minute of time. Then static keyword content I am discussing with you now. Unnecessarily, if you are doing this kind of examples, total all the members have to be diverted for it. Right, sir. Then which 10 here we are getting output now? Tell me now. 10 is an output only here we are getting there. Why? Because now tell me why we are getting 10 is an output, sir. A reference variable, which one here we are using there now? Of course, even the object is created here, but reference variable is provided there, right? As per this reference variable, this instance variable, the 10 is an output here we are getting, not 20. Understand my point here? But in the case of method, overriding is going to be happened. But in the case of variable, we are not having any concept like which one variable overriding. But anyway, here we are getting like output is which one superclass value only, not subclass value. No. Yes, we can observe this clearly. Anyway, then if you have any such kind of questions, no, just we can think of it in the later on, not now. Right. Observe this clearly. Anyway, this is not now. Just superclass value only we are getting it. Leave it now, not required. Alright, sir. Now observe this clearly. What I am telling to you. Next one is, so it's okay, guys. Then I'm requesting to all of you, my humble request to all of you know, be in the concept. Don't deviate from outside. Be in the concept now. Try to ask the questions and ask for this. If you have any questions now, static keyword. As for the static keyword, what are the points I'm telling you? As for this, just try to ask these questions now. That's it. Not more than that. Um, Right. Why? Because if I'm encouraging this kind of questions now, it's going to be dragged. Then might be we are giving this question. Some other person will ask other question on the same content. Some other will ask on the same content. It's going to be dragged unnecessarily now. So be in the concept or try to follow these concepts here now. So when the respective concepts are coming, definitely I will discuss about it now. In the case of inheritance, we are going to discuss about it. And moreover, if you want to get this kind of questions perfectly, whatever the questions here we are asking, this kind of questions, if you want to get there, try to join with my core Java classes now, which are going on there. There we are going to discuss all these kind of points there. Not to think about much about it. In core Java, we are going to discuss about this. Is this intention of discussing these concepts is which one? Prerequisite part, not for any other one. Please try to follow this kind of instructions now. Right, sir. Good. So next one is then after that, after completion of this particular content kit, what I'm telling to you after this clearly. Where we are no right. So null pointer exception, why we are getting null pointer exception in the case of like which one? M2 method. M2 method is an instance method, is totally related with which one? No object. But here what we are trying to do there, but no object is created here, only reference variable is created but with no object. Null value is available in place of this object reference value. That's why we are getting null pointer exception in this particular scenario. Here we can understand it clearly. Java.lang null pointer exception. Java.lang null pointer exception here we are getting it. Just leave it now. Then whatever the point here, I'm telling you clearly. Alright, so now this is one point here we can observe this clearly. So out of these many static methods now, what we completed exactly? I think so. This point here we completed. We can observe this clearly. This point here exactly we completed. In Java applications, we are able to access static methods either by using reference variable of the respective class or by using the respective class name directly, where it is suggestible to use class name to access static members. Okay, fine. Now the remaining part, how that null pointer exception is always applicable for instance methods and how it is not applicable for static methods. That point here we understood clearly. Right, sir. Now let's come for this particular point here. This point I want to show to you. Now try to understand it clearly. Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class directly. Let's check this. Let's check this what we are able to get now. Say for example, I want to remove this total part here. All of you understand this now? All of you observe this clearly. Now class A, I want to take now class A. Inside this class A, listen carefully. Inside this class A, I want to take like which one? Static void M1 method. Static void M1 method. Now inside this we are able to write like which one? M1A. It's not outdated println of M1A. Next one is A small a is equal to new A. And we can access M1 method. Of course, M1 method we can call by using class name and by creating reference variable also. That doesn't matter. Anything here we can use there. That's okay, fine. Next one is, now let me compile and execute this. Here we are able to execute our program. Java C space test.java. Right, sir. Compiled successfully. Java space test. That's okay. Leave it. M1A output here we are getting. That's okay. Good. Next one is, after that, listen carefully. Int I is equal to 10, sir. Guys, now tell me. Static int j is equal to 20. What is the difference between I variable and J variable? Can you please tell me now? What is the difference between I variable and J variable, guys? Now tell me, all of you, please. I variable and J variable. Now tell me. I variable is an instance variable and J variable is which one? A static variable. But what is our point now? Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class. This is a point here. So now let me use this. Now I want to use directly system.out.println of I. System.out.println of I. Please observe this clearly. System.out.println of I. I am using that. Tell me, is it possible to access the I variable inside the M1 method? Is it possible to access I variable inside the M1 method? Please confirm to me. Possible or not possible? Not possible. As I said to you, instance members are not allowed inside this M1 static method. So definitely we are able to get compilation error. So definitely we require which one? Compilation error. Now let's check this one. Java C space test.java. Right, sir. Now here we are getting error. What is this error now? Non-static variable I cannot be referenced from a static context. Non-static variable I cannot be referenced from a static context. That error here we are getting. That's okay, good. I want to make it is comment. Not possible. Once again, I will come back for this. Come on, guys. Now tell me, all of you now tell me. I want to access like which one after completion of this. I want to access now system.out.println of system.out.println of right, so now system.out.println of just I want to say like which one? J, guys. Now tell me. Now tell me. J, I am providing here. Possible or not possible? Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? That question here I am asking here. Valid or invalid? So everybody has to understand this now. Valid or invalid? Definitely it is like which one? No, valid. That we have to understand. Right, so now here we are not going to get any compilation error. If I compile this program here we are not going to get any compilation error. Java C space test.java. Right, so now compilation is success and Java space test. Here we are getting some output. M1A and 20. M1A and 20 here we are getting an output here. That's the point here. That's okay, fine. Now tell me how it is possible to access J variable here inside of a static method. How it is possible to access J variable inside of static method? Can you tell me now? Any reason for it, guys? How it is possible to provide the static variable? That means static. That means how it is possible to access static methods inside this static method? Any reason for it? No, because that variable is which one? Static variable. Because that variable is which one? Static variable. That's why it is possible. That's what you put. This is the point here we understood clearly about this particular one. Now next one is all of you observe this clearly. It is possible we are not getting any compilation error. J variable is possible. Why? Because it is a static variable. Java C space tester.java compiled successfully and Java space output here we are getting that. Anyway, that's good. Next one is after completion of this. What about this another one here? Now next one is all of you observe this clearly after completion of this. My requirement is I want to access instance variable inside the static method. I want to access instance variable inside the static method. That's my point. I want to access instance variables inside the static method. This is a point, guys. Now tell me how it is possible now. I want to access instance variables inside the static method. Then how it is possible? So how it is possible in the sense we have to create object for the respective class. We have to create object for the respective class. By creating object for the respective class only, we are able to access that non-static members inside the static method. So for that purpose, what I will do now, a small a is equal to new a object we created. A small a is equal to new a. Then after that, I'll go for like which one? System.out.println of system.out.println of like which one can know a dot I we can access it. Just like it is like which one? Other class members. Other class members like other class members. Other class members how we are going to access? We are able to, we have to create object for the respective class. We have to use reference variable. Similarly, current class instance members, if you want to access inside the static method, here we have to use like which one? System.out.println of a dot I here we have to use. So now, right, sir. We have to use like which one? Reference variable is mandatory. That means we have to create object where reference variable will be generated. That reference variable can we have to use to access this instance of members inside the static method. This is one point here we have to understand, guys. Right, so now this is one thing here we can identify this clearly. So this point also here we understood clearly. And one more small point here I'm telling to you. What is this another point now? This is a Java keyword. Am I right or not? This is a Java keyword. Am I right or not? Please recognize my point. This is a Java keyword or not? No response, guys. I'm expecting answers from all of you. This is a Java keyword or not? Yes, definitely this is a Java keyword. So this keyword is not allowed inside static methods. Why? Because this is a keyword. It is representing current class object. This keyword is representing current class object, so it is not allowed inside the static method. Why? Because it is also related to object only. This keyword is related to object. It is representing object, so it should not be allowed inside which one? A static method. It should not be allowed inside which one? A static method. That's also be another point here we have to understand. Now let's observe this clearly. Inside the static method, I want to use is not routed println of this dot k. We can j. We can access static variables. We can access by using this keyword, no problem. But this keyword is not allowed inside which one? No, static method. Inside the static method, this keyword is allowed. Definitely here we are able to get compilation error. This dot j or this dot I, whatever it may be, but here we are not going to be allowed that. We are able to get some compilation error. Java C space test.java. So here we are able to get some compilation error. What is this compilation error now? Non-static variable, this cannot be referenced from a static context. Says not outed println of this dot j. Says not outed println of this dot j. Here we are getting this particular point here. Right, sir. Observe this clearly now. Then after completion of this, after understanding this one, see that don't have any question. People must understand the context what I'm telling to you. Don't have any questions. Sir, you already created object, then what is the requirement to use the this keyword now? People are asking this question. Understand the context. I'm saying to you, I want to prove to you this keyword individually is not allowed inside the static method. So here I'm not taking any relation between this object creation statement, this statement now. Please observe this clearly. What I'm telling to you now. Right, sir. So object I created, I shown which point here I want to show the point is like which one. If you want to access instance members, that I want to use. That's why object creation is required. But basically, this keyword is not available. This keyword is representing already current class object in outside also. That means inside the current class now. So that this keyword is not allowed. That's the point which was made by which one? Java here. That we have to understand anyway. Next one is after completion of this one here, definitely we are able to get which one? Error. Compilation error here we are able to get. Right, so already we got that error now. Anyway, we can observe this clearly. Once again, this error. Right, sir. So leave this point here. Whenever we are getting this error, just we can leave this one now. Here we are able to get some compilation error. Now, one more point here I want to show to you. Now try to observe this clearly. Static method is a set of instructions representing a particular action. It will be recognized and executed the moment when we access that method. It means that what I am telling to you, if we call static method at the time of loading, that will be executed at the time of loading. If we access that method after creating object and while executing program, then that will be executed while executing our program also now. Right, sir? All of you observe this clearly now. Now, sir, super keyword and all these things might be which one you can know later. Later I will discuss with you, not required now. Just put more concentration up to this current static method and all. Right, sir? Now, static method is a set of instructions representing a particular action. It will be recognized and executed the moment when we access that static method. Right, sir? This is the point, what I am telling you. Now, let's observe this clearly. Say, for example, I want to remove all these points here, not required. Right, listen carefully. Now, right, the super keyword. Right, so now, static word. 1 minute, guys, 1 minute, wait. Right, so now, inside this class X, now what I am telling to you, int I is equal to 10. Alright, so now inside this here, what we have to do now? Again, here we have to use that extents. That inheritance topic I have to discuss there. If you want to go for this particular point, inheritance concept here we have to introduce. That's why I said to you I want to restrict this particular point now. But people are not understanding my context. Right. Right. So now observe this clearly. Now inside this, what we have to do now? Then I want you access that superware. Static method is available. Right. So now, yeah, definitely. The system dot out dot println now. Just 1 minute wait, guys. Then one question people are asking there. I'm clarifying this one. Then after that, I'll come back to our original content. Super dot I have used it, sir. Now tell me, sir, is it allowed or not? Is it allowed or not? Now tell me now. And A dot M1 method. Is it allowed or not? Guys, I'm asking this question to you now. No problem, sir. You don't know inheritance. Just wait. Just one question people are asking that I'm clarifying that. So no, it's not related to our content. No, just the middle might be then. I'm asking this question there. Right, sir. What you are getting is an error. We are getting it now. Observe this clearly. Who is this? Who has asked this question? No. Right. That's okay. Good. Now this is like which one here answer here we are getting. Leave this one. Fine. Anyway, cover our point here. Then what is it? Next point here I want to say to you. All of you observe carefully. So now, for example, here constructor here I want to take. This is about our constructor. You know, guys, already this constructor will be executed at what time now? Exactly while creating object. Right, so now acon. I want to write this exactly while creating object. Now observe this clearly. A small a is equal to new a object we created. While creating object only that constructor will be executed. Am I right or not? Already I explained this point, guys. Now observe this clearly. Java C space test.java compiled successfully and Java space and acon output we are getting. So while creating object only, we are calling this constructor aligned with new keyword. So this will be executed. Now tell me, static int I is equal to m1 method. Aligned with variable, we are calling m1 method. So here we can access it. Static int m1 method. Static int m1 method. Here what I will do there? Here I will provide something else. Static method. Sysnot outer println of m1a. Here we are calling. Now here we written like which one? Written 10. Tell me, guys, now tell me along with which variable we are calling m1 method. Please confirm to me, all of you know. Along with which variable we call this m1 method? Along with the static variable or not? Along with the static variable we are calling this m1 method. Am I right or not? Please respond, all of you know. Along with the static method, along with the static variable we called m1 method. That means static method we are calling along with the static variable. Come on, guys, now tell me at what time static variable will be recognized and initialized now? At what time static variable will be recognized and initialized now? I'm not asking output. I'm asking a question. At what time this static variable is recognized and initialized? At the time of class loading. At the time of loading the respective class. So by this we can understand it now. Static method we are calling at the time of loading respective class bytecode or not. Static method we are calling at the time of loading or not. At the time of loading the class or not. So what is the output here I want to show now? Static methods will be executed the moment when we access it. If we call it at the time of loading, that will be executed at the time of loading. If you are calling that after loading the bytecode while running our program, that will be executed at runtime. That point I want to show now. From this program, I want to show like which one? Static variable. That means static methods are called along with our class loading. So static methods are executed at the time of loading the respective class bytecode. That's the point here. What I want to specify now. At the time of loading the respective class bytecode, static variables will be recognized. Along with the static variables, static method will be called. So static method is executed at a load time. We can observe this clearly. M1A acon. Before executing acon, we are getting output is like which one? M1A. That's one point here. Okay, guys. Now observe this clearly. After completion of this, what is this next point here? I'm telling to you. Listen carefully. Void M2 method. Void M2 method here I have taken. Inside this M2 method, just I'm telling like which one says not outed println of m2a. Here I'm calling m1 method. Guys, now tell me m2 method is which method, sir? All of you answer for my question. M2 method is which method? M2 method is which method? M2 method is an instance method or not? Yes, non-static method. Inside this instance method, I called which method? No, M1 method. Inside this instance method, I called which method? No, M1 method. Please remember this point now. At what time we are able to call M2 method, instance method? After creating an object only, we are able to call M2 method or not? M2 method we are able to access after creating an object or not? That means at runtime we are calling M2 method or not? So now here what I am trying to do now, A dot M2 method here we are calling. Whenever you are calling A dot M2 method, flow will come to M2 method. Inside this M2 output we are getting. Next one is M1 method call is provided. Now tell me M1 method is which method, sir? Now M1 method is a static method. M1 method is which one? Static method. Am I right or not? No, no error, no error. Observe this clearly now. M1 method is static method. Static method we are calling along with M2 method. As part of M2 method, M2 method will be called after creating that object. That means at runtime of the application. So what is the point I am telling to you? Static methods are going to be executed the moment when we call. If we call that at load time, that will be executed at load time. If we call that while executing our program, at the execution time, that method will be executed here. Now let me check this point clearly. Java C space tester.java. So we are not going to get any compilation error. Why? Because why we are getting this error thought no, I will explain to you anyway. First of all, M2A we are getting and M1A we are getting. M2A and M1A. So here what is the proof I shown to you clearly? M1 method is a static method that we can access at any time. At load time maybe or at what time there no runtime maybe. At any time we can access. But the moment when we call it, then only that method will be recognized and executed. I'll have to this point now. Some people are thinking error. What about your doubt? No. Previously I said to you, static methods are not allowing instance members. But now we are thinking what we are providing there. Static method we called inside the instance method. Instance methods are able to allow both static members and instance members, but static methods are able to allow only static methods. Instance methods are not allowed. Instance members are not allowed. All of you remember this point also, no? Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. But instance methods are able to allow both static methods and as well as which one? No, instance members. Static members and instance members both are allowed inside which one? No, static method. Sorry, instance method. But static methods are able to allow only static members. So here M2 method is an instance member. Instance method is able to allow both instance members and as well as which one? Static member. So we can call this M1 method inside this M2 method. M2 method will be called at runtime of our program. So as part of this M2 method, M1 method call is identified. M1 method will be executed at the time of runtime. So here M1 method is called along with static variable. So M1 method is executed at load time. And here we are calling M1 method as part of instance method. So M1 method will be executed at the runtime. So static methods are not going to be executed automatically. When we call that method, by the time that method is going to be executed. Right, so now this is what exactly the basic, only basic, not too much information about the static method. Again, I will discuss about the static methods in the core Java classes. Those are attending core Java, I'm going to discuss about this static methods again. But to move on to the advanced Java classes, up to how much we require about the static method, up to the point here we are discussing. Right, so that's okay, fine. This is the content here, we can understand it clearly now. That's okay, guys. Almost all and 8:37 the time now. So I want to stop this session today, and tomorrow I want to complete this content, guys. Right, so that's all, guys. That's all for today, and we'll see the remaining content tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow.